no discord between us. It's just,
We get along.
well, not always, not all. But I.
There was a time when I was younger that I wouldn't talk to you for a long time, right?
You were terrible. You were the worst little kid I know. You were so strong-willed. You were so beautiful. And you were so smart. You could trick me into anything. But, oh, you were so difficult.
I'd have temper tantrums, right?
Well, you didn't want to have the temper tantrums. But you were so frustrated. And Dad had so much more patience than I did. I don't know that I ever had.
Did you really want to have a third child after raising two
No,
girls?
I didn't want it. But I felt that for Dad, it was only right. He would have wanted another one. I said, one child for you, and that's it. Maybe I should have had another one. It would have been better for you. But I felt that was only right.
I remember though you used to take me to like Bonwood Tellers for lunch and stuff.
I did take it. No, did you want to go?
Not really. Having a son after two daughters was
It was fabulous.
fabulous. I thought it was
You brought more. I don't think all the problems we had with you was your learning disability, not you. It was frustration. The things that were exciting were that you were a boy, that you would go out and God knows what you'd do. But you had an independence to you, like when you went to the ball game and got in trouble and got it. That, oh, no girl I know. But I shouldn't say, it was your personality.
But it was hard for you because I'd come home with dirt and play in the dirt and stuff. You were used to two girls that were clean and neat, weren't you?
You were the cutest baby I ever saw. Not only beautiful, but you were so cute.
Joan, being in the middle, had challenges.
I don't know, she's the one who's really closest to you, isn't she? Would you say?
No.
No?
But I just meant her
Situation.
situation. The middle one is
But I
challenging,
don't
right?
think she resents you at all. I think Jessica resents. Jessica wanted to be adopted. That's really what she wanted. Dad to adopt her. She wanted Grandpa to be her grandpa. She was always label conscious. She complained that I didn't buy her clothes at Saks Fifth Avenue, that I went to Alexander's. She said, you never bought me clothes at Saks Fifth Avenue or good stores. You always went to discount. I said, probably because that's all I could afford, Jessica. She's always been label conscious. You tried to cut off the labels. You know the alligator shirts? You try and cut off the alligator. You didn't want anything that was labeled.
How did you become such a great cook?
My mother was a wonderful cook. When I think back now, she wasn't as good as you, Ernie, but for her time, she was an imaginative cook. If you went to Dad's house, it was always wonderful quality, but it was just meat and potato. My mother experimented. We had zucchini, but Dad never heard of zucchini in his life. She always had her eyes open. Dad always had his eyes open too. They were imaginative.
But you enjoyed cooking. You went to cooking school.
I went to cooking school. A lot of different cooking school. I loved to cook. My sister hated anything to do with the home. She just hated it. She'd rather read a book. She was much more intellectual. I was more of a homebody from the time I was born. I'd like to play with dolls. I'd like to sew.
You played golf for a while.
Yes, when we went to North Carolina that summer, I played golf and I loved it. And then I came home and Dad said, I'm going to treat you to golf lessons. and I think it was a series of 5 or 10, and the last lesson he played 9 holes with you, the
Pro?
pro, and I had a canvas bag, a little old canvas bag with Dad's old clubs in it, and I think on the 9th hole was a par 3. You're not doing anything.
No,
with
I'm
it.
just seeing if it's working or not.
It was a par 3, and I think it was a par 3. What's 1 under a par?
Birdie.
A birdie. I got a birdie. And he was more excited. I didn't even know what a birdie was. And he was so excited. So he said, now I want you, this is your last, I said, I want you to sign up for the women's league, and I want you to go out and play. The more you play, the better you'll be. And I said, but look at this canvas bag, how can I go out? He said, you shoot birdies, and you can carry any bag you want. The next day I was in bed with my back out of joint. I must have overdone it or something, and I never went back.
You played tennis for a while.
Yeah, I'm a terrible tennis because I was so slow. I was so lazy. I hated to run. I mean, if I stood there, I had beautiful form. I swam well with beautiful form, but I didn't care. I have no competitiveness to me. I shouldn't say that. I do have competitiveness about certain things, but in sports, I'm not a bit competitive because I do find when I'm knitting during the week and I say, and I look at the pile what I made for the week, and maybe there are only 3 hats there. I say, oh my God, everyone's going to have more hats than me this week. And I say, oh, so what? But everyone likes to win, kind of thing, and everyone likes to be liked and accepted. I think people always are happy that way, and I'm not a loner, although I don't mind being alone now. I find the weekend before I came to visit you, I was home all day. Oh, yeah, I had my hair done on Saturday. I was home all day Thursday and all day Friday. I just loved being in my house. I love my possessions. I make lists, like now my silver throughout the house. And I want to go through all my silver and try and get rid of it. Joan doesn't want any silver. Jessica only wants it to sell. No one wants silver platters and silver bowls anymore. I mean, you don't want to, no housekeeper wants to do silver. Maybe one piece that's beautiful, but I'm going to go through all vegetable bowls and things like that and get rid of them. There's no sense. No kids today want it. The china I have, I hope that someone wants it, but if they don't, nothing's worth what it used to be because everyone today wants everything that goes in the dishwasher, in a microwave, or in the oven. You don't want silver. Who has
You never use paper plates?
I don't own a paper plate. And I wanted to have paper cups for something. Oh, I wanted to take I drink only iced coffee in the morning now, not hot coffee, because this way I make enough for like 4 days of coffee in jars in the refrigerator. And Dad and I love the iced coffee that Peter taught us about. We used to have jars, Peter, of coffee in those, I forget the name of what the water bottles were. Voss water bottles are the best coffee holders. They get 2 glasses of iced coffee out of that. And that's what I drink in the morning, every morning with the creamer. But I was telling something, now I got off the subject.
Silver.
Oh, the silver. No
You
one,
wanted paper cups.
No, I wanted to paper something. I couldn't find a plastic cup or paper cup in my house to take the iced coffee with me. And then I went to, Peter took me to Dunkin' Donuts, and they put it in a plastic cup. I kept that cup, and when I want it, I take that cup, and then I bring it home, wash it out, and use it again. A lot of my friends have those insulated, like a thermos, but I don't think that's really clean. It must have a taste to it. But
What do you think of Starbucks?
okay, now you gotta know how chintzy I am and how tight. I have never bought a container of Starbucks coffee in my life. I have never bought coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. Peter gave me the container. I have never bought a cup of coffee at.
And why is that?
How can I think it costs over $2. How could I drink iced coffee every morning? Why would I spend $2 when I can make it at home and now I have a plastic container to put it in? Why? It's throwing away $2. I mean, if I met a friend for a cup of coffee, then I wouldn't mind doing it. But why would I drive through a drive-through and spend $2 for a drink that I can
Do you
have at
ever
home?
go to any fast food restaurant?
Oh, yes. I never did. I took Dad to Pee-wee once. Is it called Pee-wee?
Yeah.
Yeah, he thought it was wonderful. And I did go there and bring home dinner once when I was alone. I'm trying to think of anything else. I've gone to something called, what's the drive-thru? Not McDonald's, the other one.
Wendy's?
No.
Burger King?
Burger King. They have a mocha drink for $3. But that's like food. Coffee to me, I guess because, I just dawned on me. 89 years old and I just learned something about myself. I know why I won't buy the coffee. My father and my husband and his father were in the coffee business. And we never bought a pound of coffee in our lives. My father used to bring home 5 pounds of roasted ground coffee every week on Friday. And we used a pound, and he'd give away 4 pounds. I made Dad do that after I married him. His father.
But you love fried chicken?
Yes, but maybe I've bought fried chicken 3 times in my life. And the last time I bought Kentucky Fried Chicken, it's a long time ago. I remember I drove through and I got chicken wings. And as I drove through, the place smelled of sewage. And I said, I'm not going to eat these here. It smelled so bad outside. And I went to yogurt and I parked in the car and I ate them. No sooner had I eaten them, I threw them up. They must have been bad. I threw up and I never had one since. But I do remember that Kentucky Fried Chicken used to have good fried chicken. And I love fried chicken.
That's one of your favorites?
Yes, but I don't know if they make it that way. I remember when you were a baby. No, it was not you. It was Jessica and Joan. I used to get sleep-in maids for the summer. The summer or for the whole year? I don't know, but I think it was the summer. And you get them from the south, and they come up for the summer, and you paid them $35 a week, and you had someone to babysit and cook and clean. And I had this wonderful woman, Lulu. She came from South Carolina, and she made the best fried chicken you ever tasted in your life. I think I was married to your father.
Didn't Edna make good chicken?
Edna made wonderful chicken, wonderful fried chicken. She was a wonderful cook. She was a wonderful person. I remember after Aunt Joan died, every time we'd go visit Jessica, we'd drive over to see her. Edna was my sister's kind of housekeeper, and she lived there and kept the house clean. She used to go out a few days a week as day help. At the end, when my sister was really sick, she gave up all her other jobs and she worked full-time for my sister.
Lived at that.
Well, she always lived there, but she worked full-time for my sister and the family. And we used to go, when she then retired, and when we'd go to North Carolina, we'd go and visit her. And we always went. I can see her house now. Oh, it was so, I really loved her. She was so sweet. And my sister was always, tennis, doing something intellectual or athletic. Edna, her name was Edna, the housekeeper. She and I used to go antiquing together. She'd go with me to all the secondhand stores, and we'd go together and look for things. She was very sweet and very nice. And when I still lived in Scarsdale, Joan used to bring her with her when she'd come to visit me sometimes. And she told me years later, she said, "You were such a good housekeeper, but I noticed cobwebs on the chandelier." I never got over it. She used to clean with a toothbrush.
You volunteered a lot in your
Yes.
life.
I volunteered always, always.
You would read to the blind.
No, it wasn't reading to the blind. What I do is, once a month, they would have a social thing, vacation camp for the blind, a charity in New York. And in Westchester, once a month, they had like a social. And they got fed food, drinks, music, dancing, sitting and talk to each other. And it was then that I said to myself, if the world were blind, there'd be no prejudices. Because at those meetings, blacks danced with whites. There was no vibration, and there was no color difference. And I became particularly friendly. I picked up 2 women for that every month. And they seemed to get along so well. And I said to them, wouldn't you like to get together more often than once a month? And, oh, they'd love it. So I said, well, one said, oh, you could come to, said to the other blind woman who was living, one blind woman was living with her son and daughter-in-law in an apartment in a little room, and the daughter-in-law was not nice to her. She stayed in the room all the time. The daughter-in-law was not nice. The other one lived with her daughter, who went to work in New York every day, and she was